Motion carries. Approval of August 19th minutes.
Emily did a very good job. I will make a motion to approve.
Second that.
Or is that motion on the second? Any discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Right.
Aye. I'm sorry, abstain. Don't count my eye. Opposed? Motion carried. All right, item number 1 is to approve payable this week. They are in the amount of $209,136.18. I did review them. I don't see any issues. I noticed we've got 2 children in
Yes, Center.
the Yes Center.
$175 a day plus transportation. I'll make a motion to approve payables for $209,136.18.
Second that.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Oh.
Opposed? Next item is to set a public hearing for amended county ordinance number 33, the Maple River rate ordinance. And the suggested date and time would be September 9th at 9:30.
So moved.
Second that.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion?
Just one comment. I apologize. I made the motion to approve that last week and I caught the Tuesday part, but I missed the date part. So my apologies to the board and to anybody in Maple River.
Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 3 is to approve Class C retail liquor license for Whiskey Run LLC.
I see no problem with this. I will make a motion to approve this.
I will second.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. I apologize. I did not have my microphone on. I do now. Item number 3 is to vote for IMWCA Board of Trustees. If everybody got their packet, you'll notice there was only 3 applicants and we have to vote for 3.
I'm not aware of any conflicts with them, and if they're willing to run, then so be it. So I'd make the motion to approve the 3 nominated appointees for
And
the
they-
Board of Trustees.
And they are Kelly Hayworth, Coralville City Administrator, Eric Van Lackern, Clinton County Auditor, and Janelle Bertrand, Sioux City Human Resource Director, just to give some clarification.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulate those members and thank you for serving. Item number 5 is to authorize the chair to sign the fiscal year 23 audit representation letter. I did read over this. I didn't see any issues with that letter. Does anybody else have anything to add?
I just had a question. We have a third party does our audits now. We don't use the state anymore.
Correct.
How long ago did that change?
2 years ago,
3 years.
3 years.
Everybody been pretty satisfied with them?
They were, yeah, and they were cheaper than the state.
Oh, I like that.
About half the price.
I assume they do other counties as well.
I pointed that out to Rob Sands at his town hall that he had last month.
Really?
Said
I
he
did.
needs,
Yeah.
said he needs to sharpen his pencil, huh?
He asked if we used them and I said, no, we don't. We found somebody a lot cheaper. And he said, congratulations, good for you.
I always fast forward to the very last page.
Page,
It's so
yeah.
nice.
Oh, yeah.
They got to look at you grinning. Yeah, but that's, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
There's no findings or corrective actions. That's
No
the good
spoiler
thing.
alert.
I'll make a motion to approve the chair or authorize the chair to sign the fiscal year 23 audit representation letter.
And I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6 is to approve the Mount Carmel wastewater interfund transfer resolution.
So moved.
Yeah, I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Roll call.
Yes.
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 Beardmore. Miners.
Yes.
Talking to the mic.
Okay,
Carrie, sorry.
item number 7, discuss Fricky Building Management System. Courtney, do you want to take a little lead on this from the letter that you received?
I think the reason that we're talking about this is because the system, it says, has had an end of life approximately. 5
Does
years.
Courtney have her mic on?
Sorry. I think it's on.
Can you hear me now?
You bet.
Basically, I don't think there's a lot of replacement parts, no tech support, so that's why it got brought up. And this is not my wheelhouse, so I think I'll leave it to somebody else to explain what the system is and what it does, but.
Would you like to come ahead, come forward and then say your name and I don't know for sure if that microphone is on. You have to hold the button.
You gotta hold it
Hold
for
it
a
in.
couple seconds.
There you go.
There you got it.
Aaron? You're passing out the proposal, Courtney?
They all have.
They all have it?
Yeah.
Okay. So a few years ago, we partnered with Mid-American Energy as a SBX, Small Business Express partner. And it's to modernize building HVAC systems. And Mid-American will kick in money for rebates for this program. This one kind of got brought up to the forefront quite rapidly because as of September 1st, Mid-American's cutting those rebates in half. So right now, the building qualifies for a $15,000 rebate, but as of September 1, it's going to be cut in half, $7,500. So, and the system that's in there is 20 years old, and it's been about 5 years to end of life. So it means there is no more parts available for it. We do have a few old parts on hand, just used pieces and parts that we could piece it together with. We have to keep it running, but we are proposing to put the most modern system, replacing all the building management devices in the 31 office areas. The problematic heating valves that have been leaking over the years, the stainless ceiling tiles, we replace all those as part of this project. Building will be rebalanced and everything just updated and refreshed with the temperature control systems.
So with that rebate, what would be the extended cost to the county?
82,420 after the rebate. We've probably done about 6 of these jobs with Mid-American, and yeah, it's quite a lucrative rebate.
Does the board have any questions? Want to make any comments?
I would think that it would, that it makes sense. It's been a long time since anything's been done over there. It was way back even before my time. Gene might have a little bit of input on this too, but I think it's a great proposal. I think it's a, good idea to certainly consider it, but I think it would need to be, put out to bid.
Competitive bid, yeah.
And then I realize we're probably going to lose the rebates, but the way Mid-American works too is they just replace them with something else, kind of like car dealers.
Right.
But I think it's a good idea, and I think it makes sense, and I certainly, know Todd and his outfit are certainly capable, but and it would also, I believe, need to be a budgeted item.
100%.
And planned for, so we wouldn't have to unnecessarily amend the fiscal year 25 budget. But
Yeah, I
that's
don't
just-
think we're gonna be able to meet.
That's
the
my thoughts, and
timeline.
I'm gone in November, but whatever you guys think, so.
But the timeline for the rebate, we're too late for that to be able to get competitive bids. But
Right.
basically it would be,
Todd, you'll still get half that rebate after
You would.
November first.
Yep.
Yep.
but it would basically be kind of like the HVAC, what happened in the courthouse, but at the Fricky building.
On the building management side of it, the rooftop unit will still remain in place. The boilers will still remain in place, but everything that controls the temperature within the building, heat wise, turns the cooling on and off, opens the heating valves, open and close. So the two original pieces are gonna be remain in place, would be the rooftop unit and the boilers for the building. Which at some point that probably needs to be looked at too and addressed. We've kept everything running over there quite well, but it's still 20 years old.
Do you know how old that rooftop unit is off the top of your head?
I'm thinking right at 20 years.
Okay.
Did you put it in, Todd? Do you remember?
We put all the building management system in, yes.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
Yep,
okay.
us and checks.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was before my time, but just before. So essentially, it's just the management system of the hardware.
So it's basically the heart of the entire system.
Mhm.
Kind of sounds to me that we probably should be advantageous for us to take a look at maybe the equipment as well, do almost a two-part bid? Or do you think that those are fully functioning and we won't have any issues? And I understand you're proposing the heart of the system, but the equipment that's running the system, if there's, I mean, it might not be a bad idea to get a two-part quote. One, replacing everything. You guys would do the heart of the system, and then obviously I assume somebody else would do the install if we did that.
We could install it.
You could do it too.
We could provide a proposal for that as well.
I think that just would be smart. I mean, if we're gonna fix half of it, potentially, you might as well fix all of it, but depending on the price, but I agree with Mark, it's definitely, and Scott, you definitely want it to have it as a budget item, but I'd like to see it in our budget, so we're
What do you
not,
guys think?
I don't know. It's just ideas. Obviously, no decision will be made today. I think we kind of made the decision that we'll forego the rebate and look at different avenues as far as getting two
So
quotes.
how time sensitive do you think it is?
We're
Like 3 to
committed.
5 years, 1 to 3 years,
Uh,
now to November?
Yeah, we've got parts, we can limp it along. So it's just something that needs to be put on the front of the burner and just be addressed, sooner than later. So. Yeah, to say when it's gonna fail or what kind of failures we're gonna have is pretty tough to do, but
So if we were gonna go out for quotes, what would the scope of work, current scope of work be for this rebate?
what would, pretty much what we've got spelled out in the proposal.
Okay.
Also, to get this rebate, it includes CO2 sensors for all the zones. There's 31 zones in that area, and that's also what is getting you the rebate is. it's
Could you
called-
speak closer to the mic, please?
I was saying that to get this rebate, there has to be CO2 sensors installed in all the zones, and that's part of this rebate. To get it is to control how much CO2 is in the space. And that way we can leave the outside air dampers closed and not bring in unneeded fresh air or whatever if there's no one in the space. So as the CO2 goes up, brings in more outside air as needed and stuff. So it's supposed to be also gaining efficiency from that side of it too.
So
So,
adding that, yeah.
yep.
Any other comments?
This is just maybe a little bit off the subject, but just, maybe akin to this. The DHS part of it, what's the future look for their inhabitant? The upstairs. I mean, what is there, 2, maybe 3 people tops working over there now?
It's not a very populated.
I mean, we still
office.
got to take care of those in the bottom. I
Right.
get that, but I'd just be thinking about what that might look like in the next 10 to 20 years.
The times I've been there, most of the office lights are off during, when you walk back for your DCAP meetings, the lights are mainly off in most of
Yeah.
those offices. I think a lot
I
of
was
them work
stuck
from
in
home.
there last month.
Yeah, I think most of them are work from home.
Well, and we obviously have some space here too, so we could keep that in our mind. And if we do any of the upgrades that we were gonna do on the lower level of carpet and paint, we have 7, potentially seven, roughly 7 offices open. So it could be an idea that we potentially move all county employees or any of the offices back to the courthouse.
Just food for thought.
I agree.
I agree. I think this was probably, timing's not been real great. If it'd been nice with the rebate, if we'd known this sooner, but we have to go through the proper process of bidding it and also to get it into the budget. So I think we need to move this down the road and look at setting up something to do something later on. We're under too tight of restraints right now to do it now.
Yep, I understand. I just wanted to get this in front of you guys.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. So we know that we got an
Go ahead,
issue
pass
coming up here.
Preventative medicine.
Yeah, I just found out 4 weeks ago that, they're cutting the rebates in half, so.
Wow.
Well, no, I appreciate you looking out for the county as well. That's much appreciated.
Yeah.
But I do think going forward, we might want to we'll have to potentially get, well, not potentially, I know we have to get competitive bids, especially at that price range. We'll have you guys obviously bid it out as well. Maybe we'll have conversations with Zach. We could probably pull Zach in on this as well, since he is our building and maintenance person. Sound good?
Perfect.
Well, I appreciate your time today. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Go
See ya.
back for the day job. See you.
Okay, next item on the agenda is to approve an interfund transfer resolution, and that would be for 300,000 to go from lost to the general fund.
I would make that motion, just routine business.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Resolution.
Oh, resolution, roll call.
Just to clarify, it's the supplemental fund, just in case anybody's questioning it.
Let me double check that that's what my email says.
Anderson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Houseman,
Ah, yes, it is general supplemental fund
Okay.
0002. Thank you for that correction. Yes.
Goodmore,
Yes.
Miners.
Yes,
Motion carries.
Okay, item number 9 is manure management annual updates. Blue Horizon Pork, Section 10, Wheatland Township, no changes. Cookies, Section 35, Eden Township. Change crop rotation or optimum yields. Obman Finisher, Section 7, Wheatland Township, changed crop rotation or optimum yields, and we are to committee reports.
I can go. I got newspaper radio today and Wednesday I'm going to that round table. And that's it.
I can go. Tuesday morning last week, Stephanie and I had an IMWCA after incident review meeting. Tuesday, I went out to the engineer's office and looked at payables. And then at noon was CCGP meeting. The rest of the week, I was in Des Moines at the 60th annual ISAC conference. Friday, I made it back to look at payables. This week, Wednesday night, city county roundtable in Glidden.
Okay, I can go. I had the same meeting as Scott, the IMWCA meeting, safety meeting. And then we had an emergency Wesco exec board meeting on Saturday morning. And obviously setting agendas, did take a look at the payables. And then I was in Des Moines for the ISAC convention, and I will have to say, and I told the ISAC representatives when we were down in Des Moines, out of the 6 years of attending these conferences, this was probably one of the best ones I've gone to. There was really good discussion, and there was actually an open forum for supervisors and auditors discussing the elections, which was very knowledgeable. I think Scott and I both took away something from that. And then we also had a lot of discussions on the compensation board and where counties feel like they should go forward, whether it's worth it or not. And then a lot of pre-budget meeting and budget meetings and the ideas of what it could look like for the future. And obviously I can't make a decision for the whole board, but I would have to say I am also 100% behind having no pre-budgets and everybody explains what they're asking in a public setting right away, and there would be no compensation board. That is my 2 cents. I think it would definitely bring transparency to the public, and it would, just like in the private sector, when you're going in and asking for a pay raise or a pay increase, you have to explain why. And this will at least allow the public to hear any why from an elected official, department head, or anything like that. I just think it would add 100% transparency. So the public knows exactly what we know. And that is what it should be.
That was a consensus of most attendees.
But obviously, again, I'm only one, so, and I can go into more detail if you guys would like to meet after the meeting. Also, oh, sorry, not done with my list. I had emails back and forth with the city manager in regards to the 2-mile zoning ordinance. I just got a reply. He said he does not have a reply from my request, and he is going to speak with the city council members tonight to see how they would like to go forward. Yeah, I think that's about it for past stuff. This week I have the Glidden Roundtable for Region 12, and then tonight I have another emergency Wesco executive meeting at 7 p.m. And I think that's it. Roselle's celebration is this weekend. That's all I got.
Monday, I had childcare board meeting, reviewed financials, staffing, update on staffing, the update on interior paint and floor. They still have not used up all of their ARPA money yet. But they're still discussing whether or not they're going to move forward with interior rehab. And then a recipient of the Timmerman Renzi grant, they purchased water, what do you call it? Fresh water systems for 2 of the classrooms. With that grant money, that Timmerman Renzi thing, if you guys have followed that historically, is really I'd love to be able to be in a position to do that someday, but I don't know if I can or not, but it's really a wonderful.
They're generous with their
Very
funds.
generous
It's
and,
neat, yeah.
yeah, probably 15 or 20 years worth of history of that. So, and then this Wednesday will be the roundtable in Glidden. And then also on Wednesday is Region 5 hazmat meeting. And that was my week.
I can go next if you're done, Mark.
Go ahead.
Of course, I had a lot of plans for those last week. They all got changed. Shows how things can change on a person. But I did feel a lot of different calls on a lot of different subjects this last week. This next week, I will be hopefully attending the Carroll County Roundtable in Glidden, and then on Thursday.
You froze up, Gene.
Training. What's that?
You froze up for a second.
Oh, I think that, okay. And so I have new board training for new board members on Thursday, and then also Thursday we'll have a board meeting later on. And that's my week this week.
Courtney, what do you got for next week?
For Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I'm
Tuesday.
expecting to have the full fiscal 23 audit. I have the electronic version of it, but they normally give us a hard copy. So I was going to wait to get that, but if we don't have the hard copy, you'll all get the electronic copy and we can acknowledge receipt of that. Finally, it's September of 2024. That's all I have.
Any comments from those in attendance?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Right.
Opposed?